Well, welcome everybody. We have a very exciting announcement today, joined by my friends. I want to begin by thanking the Nature Conservancy, the Trust for Public Land, Great Outdoors Colorado, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, and the City of Trinidad and Los Animas County. You know what we're announcing, what's that? Are these, is this better?
Yeah.
Good. Today we're announcing that Colorado will open our newest state park at Fisher's Peak and Crazy French Ranch near Trinidad, Colorado. Really an iconic, over 9,000 foot tall peak, the highest east of 25. If anybody has been in the area, you can't miss Fisher's Peak. Long closed for the public. That will now be opening to the public as our newest state park. Colorado has 41 state parks. This will be our 42nd. Visitation to our incredible state park system has increased substantially. In the last 5 years alone, we've gone from 11.9 million visitor days to 15 million visitor days. So just that substantial increase in 5 years, same number of state parks, huge demand. We want to make sure that we provide Coloradans even more opportunities to recreate, to hike, to camp, to hunt, to fish in our amazing and inspiring outdoor areas. And Fisher's Peak will really be one of our most iconic and incredible state parks. Trinidad and Fisher's Peak is located about 2 hours from Colorado Springs, about an hour and 20 minutes from Pueblo, so it's near many of our major metropolitan areas. And of course, Denver area residents will also enjoy this amazing opportunity to recreate in southern Colorado. I also want to highlight two other aspects of the benefit of the newest state park at Fisher's Peak. One is the economic benefit to southern Colorado. For the town of Trinidad, for Los Animas County, this means visitors, both Coloradans from across the state, visitors from New Mexico, and from all 50 states that are coming to enjoy our great outdoors in Colorado, spending money in our shops, in our restaurants, and in our hotels, and helping to grow the economy and create good jobs in southern Colorado. I also want to highlight the habitat that's being preserved for wildlife. This particular area is adjacent to several other wildlife areas, both on the Colorado side and on the New Mexico side of the border, for a contiguous area of 55.5 square miles of habitat that will be permanently preserved with this 19,000 acre state park at Fisher's Peak piece as one that we will be able to highlight with the quality that Coloradans have come to expect through our state park system. Up until now, the public could only access the area through New Mexico. We're excited to add Colorado access points that are very convenient off of Highway 25. Residents of Trinidad will finally be able to access their own defining outdoor recreation area that you can see from almost anywhere in town, Fisher's Peak. And we're excited that there's 55 square miles of publicly accessible land for both public enjoyment and for habitat and permanent conservation. This newly established area helps connect the grasslands to the east with the foothills and mountains to the west. Very important corridor for the movement of wildlife, including elk and mule deer and white-tailed deer in a natural habitat that will help those species and so many others thrive. Look, you know, here in Colorado, our public lands are an important part of who we are. It's about our identity. It's about our economy and jobs in the outdoor tourism and recreation industry. And yes, it's about fun and why we choose to live here in this great state. These additional recreational opportunities at the Fisher's Peak State Park area will be a very important economic driver for the city of Trinidad and for southern Colorado in general. The new park will have access from Trinidad, boosting local businesses. Later today at 1:30, I'll be in Trinidad making this announcement officially with local officials, and I'll be signing the executive order to move forward with the new state park at Fisher's Peak. Under my direction, the Colorado Parks and Wildlife commissioners and the commission will continue to work with the partners and local communities to plan the future of the land as our next state park. The executive order will indicate that we want to have improvements made and visitors on the property and the public no later than January of 2021. We're hoping that we can have a substantial public visitation and some improvements by fall of next year, fall of 2020, approximately a year from now. We're very optimistic that we'll be able to open the park to that very important public recreation. As you know, the Parks and Wildlife Division is under the Natural Resources Department, under the very capable leadership of our Department of Natural Resources Executive Director, Dan Gibbs, who will be our next speaker today.
Okay. What an exciting day for the Department of Natural Resources, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the people of Trinidad, Los Animas County, and all Coloradans. It's not every day that we're able to collaborate in such a way to expand our state park system. This incredible property, highlighted by the iconic Fisher's Peak, will be a gift for Coloradans who love hiking, mountain biking, hunting, wildlife watching, or just love to be outdoors. The 19,000 acres serves as a critical wildlife corridor connecting the grasslands to the east and the mountains to the west. It's home to herds of elk, mule deer, white-tailed deer, mountain lion, and black bear. When established, Fisher's Peak and its 19,000 acres will be Colorado's 42nd state park and its second largest. Thanks to the governor, the partners such as Trust for Public Lands, the Nature Conservancy, Great Outdoors Colorado, City of Trinidad, Los Animas County, and many others that have been critical in working to make this partnership a reality. We look forward to working with the community on developing a plan for the park and opening up Fisher's Peak for Coloradans to enjoy and generations to come. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Paige Lewis from the Nature Conservancy.
Thanks so much, Dan, and thank you, Governor. I'm really thrilled to be here representing the Nature Conservancy to celebrate this announcement. The Nature Conservancy has been working with landowners and communities in Southeast Colorado for decades, looking for opportunities to benefit people and livelihoods and also to conserve the natural landscapes that we all depend on and love. And it's been such an honor, really, to work with the City of Trinidad to help them realize their vision for this place as part of their community and their future, and at the same time be able to conserve a place that is as special and important as Fisher's Peak. I really think that the future of Colorado that we all hope for will depend on people with a lot of different interests coming together in innovative and creative ways, and this project really exemplifies that spirit. So we really appreciate, Governor, your support for this. We appreciate being able to be a part of this important day and this important opportunity for Colorado, and look forward to working with you going forward, you and your team. With that, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Jim Peterson, with the Trust for Public Land.
Thanks, Paige. Thank you, Governor Polis and Director Gibbs, for your support for the Fisher's Peak project and for your commitment to rural communities and for connecting Coloradans and expanding access to the outdoors for all Coloradans. You know, it's a rare opportunity when you have the chance to work with a small rural city, in this case Trinidad, to bring about a project of this magnitude and this significance, and one that has so much potential to benefit the local economy, create a shared sense of place, and connect thousands of people every year to nature in one of the most spectacular corners of the state. And early in the project's development, we and our partners had the chance to sit down with about 300 residents of the city of Trinidad and listen to them articulate their vision for the future of this spot. And what we heard from them was a real desire to have that close to home place, to get outside, connect with nature, to hike, to hunt, to climb, to explore. And thanks to the leadership of you, Governor Polis, and you, Director Gibbs, and Mayor Phil Rico in Trinidad and the Trinidad City Council, we were really close to bringing that vision to life, something that will benefit all Coloradoans, but certainly the people of Trinidad. As mentioned, that's 55 square miles when you add in the state wildlife areas and Sugar Reef State Canyon Park in New Mexico. And this is a tremendous opportunity to create a legacy that's going to benefit generations of Coloradans. So thank you all on behalf of the Trust for Public Land for this, and we look forward to seeing you down in Trinidad.
Great. We hope you're all coming to join us. Preferred spelling of Fisher's Peak is no apostrophe, and we'll be happy to take some questions. Yes.
Governor, you guys mentioned a few different recreational opportunities like hiking and biking. So 19,000 square acres is a ton.
Yeah.
What kind of infrastructure, like trail infrastructure, exists, and what plans do you guys have to expand?
Well, it's been closed to visitation, so there's only informal infrastructure. There could be trails that animals or people have used, but we expect to make the kinds of improvements that people expect of our state park system. That means a visitor center, it means campgrounds, and it means trails, so people can really enjoy, explore, and have a wonderful time at our newest state park.
It's great to announce one of these, but talk about the man hours, the research, the work that goes into putting these things together.
This is our first state park since 2013. Again, visitation has increased substantially, almost a 30% increase since the addition of our last state park. So it's a priority of our administration to really do capacity improvements and quality improvements in our existing state parks, to, of course, open the new state park at Fisher's Peak, as well as to explore some of the additional really natural treasures that we have in our state, to see where we might have additional opportunities to add to our incredible leading state park system. We just completed a process of public input at Parks and Wildlife, where we heard from over 1,000 Coloradans about the criteria that they want to see for state parks, meaning what do people want to get out of state parks? How do they want to enjoy them? What do they like to do? Where do they want them? So that criteria, and that 1,000 everyday Coloradans who provided input will help inform where we look for additional opportunities for Coloradans to have fun.
Governor, can you talk about the timeline and when people might expect to be able to visit the park, and also the cost associated with creating a new park?
Yeah, so we're able to use funds from Great Outdoors Colorado and from wildlife stamps, and of course working closely with our nonprofit conservation partners in the philanthropic community. We hope to have visitation on the property and improvements on the property to give an experience commensurate with what people expect from our state park system no later than January 1st of 2021. Again, and it's my hope that we can have the improvements that we need by late fall of next year.
It's great to steer everybody out here, but how do you mitigate the impact of steering everybody out there?
Well, again, this is actually part of providing additional opportunities. We have our existing state parks with the traffic increases we want to disperse that to more recreational opportunities in our state. Rather than loving our wild areas to death, we want to make sure that Coloradans have the opportunity to recreate in more areas across our state. We have incredible natural resources, iconic areas of our state, some of which are inaccessible, closed to visitation. Fisher's Peak is an example of that. We want to lead by opening up those areas for the public to enjoy. One more.
Governor, could you just talk a little bit about the process of getting this land from private to public? How long did that take? How long have you guys been trying to get it?
So again, we had wonderful conservation partners, the Nature Conservancy, the Trust for Public Land, that have been involved with this property for some time. I believe their acquisition was completed last year, is that correct?
Earlier this year.
Earlier this year. And so we are able to work with wonderful conservation partners that have been working on this for a long time.
About 6 years?
For about 6 years. And so we are able to come in and do the state park piece because of the hard work and the groundwork that's been laid by the conservation partners, including the Nature Conservancy and the Trust for Public Land. Thank you. I hope that you're able to join us in Trinidad at 1:30.